Yo, what's up, everybody? Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to another episode of Morning Momentum. I'm going to get some music here playing. As always, guys, thank you for coming and hanging out with me today. This is day number 17 of that VA action plan. Hopefully, you guys are getting some value from these episodes. If you are, please be sure to like this video. Please be sure to share it with anyone who you feel like is stuck in their business. Maybe they need help with outsourcing and they don't know where to go. Virtual assistant is the way. Hiring someone to help you with your cause will change everything for you. So that's the whole purpose of doing this 30-day plan. This is day number 17. Up to this point this week, guys, we've been talking about how to delegate admin tasks efficiently. Last week, we talked about cold calling. If you missed any of those things, right? So the first part of the action plan was planning, the pre-launch, making sure you have everything set in place. What as a business owner do you control for virtual assistants, right? What is your job? Okay. We covered that the first week, right? Making sure you have the data, making sure you have the tools, the budget set aside to make sure you're consistent with your hiring and you're there to support your VAs, the right things to have in place. The next week, we talked about cold calling, right? I think a lot of you guys who are watching are probably in the real estate realm. So if you're in real estate or if your business needs more leads, it's hard to beat cold calling. Super duper cost effective. Okay. Super duper cost effective to reach homeowners with, you just thinking about the margins, like in real estate, our deals are anywhere from $8,000, $10,000, $12,000, $15,000, $20,000. You think about those margins, like all it costs me is data and someone to call the data. It's incredible leverage. So last week was dedicated to making your virtual assistants better on the cold call, right? Making them better. So if you missed that part, that was last week. Be sure to check that in. Last Saturday, I did like a recap and I had a PDF document. So you can go back to that episode, or if you can email me, mattbeard@vahub.com. I'll make sure that you have that. I'll make sure you have the PDF. And then this week, guys, we've been talking about making sure that you had your admin stuff set in place and who would be that person for your real estate business. If you have an SMS VA, that's a great place to start because they're already on the computer. They can respond to text as they do other system related stuff. I know at VA Hub, we're actually introducing a brand new part of our service for everyone who are current VA Hub members. We're going to start managing your data for you. We see that as a big thing for folks that have an 8-to-5 job or a 9-to-5 job. You're working all day. It's so hard the idea of getting a VA is to get leverage, right? But it's hard to leverage a VA if the tools and data aren't there, right? If the tools and data either aren't set up properly, or if your VA runs out of data during the middle of their shift, like what do you do? And if you're working a full-time job, it's super tough. So we're going to be introducing that here very, very, very soon. So that's exciting. And then, there's going to be all kind of cool stuff this month. We are going to be introducing a brand new virtual assistant training. Not last month, it was the end of March. We end up having like 160 virtual assistants on this training. We had great feedback from our clients who were like, man, my VA got a ton of value. And they got immediate results from those things, as well as like the VAs. The VAs freaking loved it. So we're going to do that again. If you have a virtual assistant or you're thinking about hiring one and you want them to join our training, look, I'm a little biased, but I feel like there's no one doing it better than us. Like, I feel like there's no training better than the ones that we have. There's like no one that develops VAs the way that we do it. And it's almost proof in the pudding. Like, I see it from other clients. I see it from other people who send their virtual assistants our way. And then obviously the folks who are at VA Hub, they're like, dude, your people are the best. And I'm like, I know it. Not to be crazy about it, but like, I believe so heavily in what we do and the time we put into our virtual assistants. So we're going to be doing another free training. There was no strings attached. There is no strings attached, right? So literally, if you have a VA and you want them to join our free training, please email me, mattbeard@vahub.com, and we'll be sure to do that. So today, guys, I want to keep it short and sweet. We're already like almost 5 minutes in. So day number 17 of your action plan, you've been doing things up to this point to delegate, right? We talked about defining and demonstrating, how to properly define and how to demonstrate, right? And then we talked about documenting, right? The two different forms of documentation. You have VAs that are helping you market, you have VAs that are helping you bring in leads into your business. You're going to want to track KPIs, right? KPIs. What are the key performance indicators? What are the things they're doing that is going to move the needle for your business? And guys, all I care about for cold callers is how many dials did they make, how many conversations did they have, and then how many appointments did they push. Our goal is for them to hit anywhere from $800 to $900 in a shift. Okay. I want them to have about 110 to 120 conversations, and I want them to push anywhere from 1 to 2 leads. Again, I care about quality, don't care that much about quantity. I'd prefer my VA to push 3 leads in a week if they're really good, right? But our goal, of course, is to get anywhere from 1 to 2 leads per day, right? So typically I'll set the goal as 2. So that way we'll, if we fall short and hit 1, it's like, dude, okay, we're doing pretty good. Okay. So that's what I care about for cold callers. Those are key performance indicators. Those are people who are marketing. And there are ways that you can track your KPIs. If you are a Bomb CRM subscriber, go to bombcrm.com, or if you just have Podio or a way to track your KPIs, pretty simple. We do that in our CRM. So we talked about that yesterday. But you want to know the tools to use to track. So documentation, we talked about KPIs, and we talked about something called OKRs, but you need tools to be able to track it. CRM, your day 17 is to make sure that your CRM is set up to track your KPIs for your agents. Okay. So if you have cold callers and texters, those are the only things you care about. How many calls, how many conversations, how many appointments. For my sales team, how many calls, how many conversations, how many deals. Okay. Very simple. 3 things. Those are your KPIs you should care about the most, because if you track those 3 things, then you can go back and you can track what is your cost per contract. Like, how much does it cost you to get a deal? If you don't have a contract yet, then you don't know that number, right? You can only get that number once you get a deal, and you get a deal by focusing on appointments, right? So those 3 things, and of course the 3 things for the sales team. Those are your KPIs. And then we talked about OKRs, which are objectives and key results. I use a tool called Trello. If you guys are not familiar with Trello, you just go to Trello.com. Very straightforward. It's super simple. I'll share my screen real quick so you guys can see what that looks like. I know I did a previous live on this, but I just want to touch base on it because I actually use this thing all the time. Trello is amazing. On Trello, I can, you have like, whatever. You create cards on this platform. And what I do is I'll typically create cards based on, let me see if I can find the window here. Right here. So I'll create a card based on the objective. So the top one would be like, okay, my objective is I want to, wholesale business generates $100,000 a month, right? 100K per month. That's our objective. Now, what are the key results that's going to get me there, right? So I know that if I want to reach 100K a month, maybe I want to have, 8 deals where I get on average 12,500. So maybe my goal is I want to get 8 deals per month, right? And then under 8 deals per month. So your key results is like, okay, what are the key results that's going to get me to my objective? So I do this for the overarching theme of my business, and I do it for all my admin VAs as well. So like for everyone to make sure we all stay on the same page, we set objectives and then we set key results based on those objectives, right? So a key result to get me to 100K a month is that maybe I want to do 8 deals a month. Okay. And 8 deals a month, I want to do average wholesale fee is 12,500, right? And I can track these numbers. The thing about key result is you have to put a number behind key results so you can track it. Make sure it's easy to track. It has to be trackable. Objectives are the big thing, right? So for us right now in my business, I want to get an operations manager some point in time in the next 1.5 or 2 years. So that is my big objective. So what is the key results that are going to get me to that objective? What things have to happen first and what trackable items have to happen? If you guys aren't familiar with the book, it's called Measure What Matters. And the author talks about, OKRs, objectives and key results, and how you guys can break it down. If you go to measurewhatmatters.com, you guys can see some of the examples of OKRs. Okay. So that's how we break it down. You want to put specific numbers behind your key results that's going to get you to your objective. And now, again, I can do this for anything. I have a board for my social media VA, and that board is like, okay, well, I have a to-do list. Like every single day, this is something that you're going to do. This is the objective. The objective is to accomplish this, and the key results that's going to get us close to that is that, right? And I recommend so of course, your marketing side, you have KPIs. Your virtual assistants are bringing in leads to your business. KPIs. For your admin VAs, objectives and key results, right? You have OKRs for your admin VAs. Use this tool Trello to track those things, okay? Like, for example, if my systems manager is, like I say, our objective is to be marketing in X amount of markets and generating X amount of leads per day. That's our objective. Now, what's our key result to get us to that objective? Okay. And I use Trello to mark these things and create boards around our objective. So if I have another objective, I'll add it here. And I'll just if I have, typically I won't have any more than 4 objectives at a time, right? So I'll have quarterly objectives. I'll have yearly objectives, right? And sometimes I'll even have monthly objectives. So our objective this month to get us closer to our quarterly goal is this is our objective. And then I'm going to have these key results. So guys, I recommend using Trello to track these things. But as you're getting started and you have a VA that's going to help you with your business, your first hire should all be people that's going to bring in revenue, right? And then you get to the point where you have revenue coming in that you want to systemize, right? Systemize and grow. What's going to get you to that level where you have income coming in? You need liquid capital. So you need to focus solely on bringing in revenue first. So as you bring in the revenue, and as that becomes more regular, you're doing 2 deals a month, you're doing 3 deals a month, maybe your business is generating $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 a month. Great. Let's start putting the systems into place. Okay. Let's start getting some admin help. And again, at VA Hub, well, actually, guys, if you haven't seen, starting tomorrow, VA Hub will be Start Virtual. So we're having a name change. So I'm excited. So all of our Start Virtual clients are going to be able to have access to us managing their data for them. So they don't have to worry about it. So that's a big, 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 big thing. So start thinking about, okay, what are the KPIs? How can I get this set up? How much revenue? I would say, guys, you need to be generating anywhere from $40,000 to $50,000 a month before you start trying to systemize stuff. Okay. Once you have that amount of revenue, you can start you can afford to have a full-time admin VA to help you with your systems. You can afford to have someone full-time to make sure the data scrub, make sure this is in the dialer, make sure the back-end marketing is being sent, having basically an executive assistant, right? But I would say somewhere between 40 to 50K is where you should start looking at that. Because if you want your business to grow from 50 to 100K, sometimes, guys, just because you have 1 month where you did 100K does not mean you have a 100K business. Okay. So what is your average? I would just say up to this point in May, how much has your business made on average per month? And it'll give you a good barometer, okay, where you're at. So in order to get that business from 50 to 100K on average per month, there's going to be different things you have to set in place. But don't worry about trying to scale to 100,000 quite yet if you haven't gotten to 50 or you haven't gotten to 30. Okay. Make that regular. Your first 3, 4, 5 hires, everybody who's just going to be affecting the bottom line, bring money into your business, and then set objectives and then key results for your admin people. So that's today, guys. That is your day 17 action plan, is to start, get your tools together for measuring what matters. Get your tools together for tracking your KPIs. So you're not flying blind. I waited 7 months to start tracking my KPIs. It was horrible because I didn't really know what mattered in the business. I was just okay, we're going to try this list. We're going to call these people and we're going to still door knock and do all these things. And I was wondering why I wasn't getting any traction. I realized how important it is to track the numbers, but you got to have somewhat of a business. So guys, it's okay to take imperfect action. Just go create opportunities, but start tracking your numbers. Use KPIs for the marketing department. You get regular revenue. Move over, use a tool like Trello. Okay. Use a tool like Trello to track your OKRs. And if you don't have OKRs for your business yet, this is a great time to do it, right? Go get Trello. That's the tool I use. Of course, use whatever tool you want. So Podio for KPIs, Trello for OKRs. And then maybe you want to lay out your business. Okay. For the rest of the year OKRs is my objective is I want to reach 100K per month on average in wholesale fees. Perfect. Okay. What's another objective? I want to have X amount of JV opportunities every single month, right? Got it. Okay. What's another objective? I want to be open in 3 different markets. Okay. What's another objective, right? So maybe have 3 or 4 objectives for the year, whatever your vision is, and then put the key results behind it. Start doing that today. So you're planning ahead and you know exactly where your business is. Funny. I did this on the whiteboard and I realized at the end of 2020, how close I was to what I had already said at the beginning of the year. So guys, if you don't have something structured for your business, that you have a clear vision, then you don't really know where you're going and you're doing a flurry of activities, making some money. I don't know about you guys, but I think it's really easy to get caught into just hustling for the next deal. The goal is not to be hustling for the next deal all year or hustling for the next deal in 2 or 3 years. How you grow and pull yourself out of your business so you can work on it and you can do other things. Maybe you want to focus on fix and flips. Maybe you want to focus on building a rental portfolio. Maybe you want to work on another business, right? The only way you can do that is by planning these things ahead and setting your OKRs. Use Trello to do that. And that is your action plan today. Get those tools, start putting the right things in place so you can systemize your business, but you can't systemize something that doesn't exist. Take the action, focus on the marketing department first, guys. Okay. So that is today. Thank you guys for coming and hanging out with me as always on Morning Momentum. My name is Matt Beard. If you have any questions on what we talked about today, the tools, or how I personally implement it in my life and my business, please email me, mattbeard@vahub.com, or comment on this video. I promise I'll get back to you. Thank you guys again for hanging out. It's freaking Thursday. I can't wait to get back to work. Hopefully you guys feel the same. I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.